The message came 3 days before Thanksgiving. It's better if you don't come this year. No greeting. No explanation at first. When I asked why, my mother replied almost immediately. We don't need drama. After what you did to your sister, it's best you stay away. I read the words again and again, trying to understand what crime I had committed. The truth? I had simply told my sister's boyfriend, Ethan, that she had lied about finishing college. That she'd been telling everyone she was a marketing graduate while still failing the same 2 classes for the 3rd year in a row. I didn't shout it. I didn't announce it at dinner. He asked me what I studied. I answered honestly. He asked what my sister did. I paused, then told the truth. Apparently, that was embarrassing her. My sister cried. My parents panicked. And I became the villain. My father called later that night. You humiliated her in front of her future husband, he said coldly. You always do this. You don't know when to stay quiet. I wanted to laugh. Or scream. Because for years, staying quiet had been my specialty. I stayed quiet when my achievements were ignored. Quiet when my sister took credit for my ideas. Quiet when relatives praised her for things I helped her with. But this time, silence was unforgivable. So I was uninvited. Thanksgiving morning, I watched social media fill with photos of the family table. My parents. My cousins. My sister sitting at the center, smiling like nothing had happened. It hurt more than I expected. Around noon, my sister texted me. You could have just lied. You always ruin things. I didn't reply. Instead, I went for a long walk, trying to convince myself I didn't care. That I was better off alone. Then, around 4 p.m., my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost ignored it. But something told me not to. Hi, a man said carefully. This is Ethan. My sister's boyfriend. I hope it's okay that I'm calling, he continued. I need to ask you something. My heart started pounding. Your parents don't know I'm calling, he added. Actually, no one does. I leaned against a wall, the cold air burning my lungs. Ask, I said. There was a long pause. Then he said the words that changed everything. I think your sister has been lying to me about a lot more than her degree. And in that moment, I realized. Thanksgiving wasn't ruined. It was about to explode. Ethan asked if we could meet somewhere quiet. I suggested a coffee shop near the river, neutral ground, far from my family's orbit. He arrived early, jacket still dusted with cold, eyes tired in a way that told me he hadn't slept. I'm sorry about Thanksgiving, he said as soon as I sat down. I didn't know they uninvited you. I shrugged. It's not new. He wrapped his hands around his coffee and stared into it. I called because something didn't add up. Then he pulled out his phone. He showed me screenshots, messages where my sister talked about job interviews that never happened, coworkers who didn't exist, a graduation ceremony she claimed to attend the same year I did. I asked her for photos, he said quietly. She got angry. Changed the subject. My stomach sank, not from surprise, but confirmation. She told me you were jealous, he continued. That you like undermining her. I laughed once, bitterly. Of course she did. Ethan leaned forward. I checked the university records. Her name isn't there. The room felt too small. He ran a hand through his hair. I'm not calling to expose her. I just need the truth. So I told him everything. How my parents had always protected her image. How honesty was treated like betrayal in our house. He listened. Really listened. That's why they uninvited you, he said slowly. Because you didn't play along. That night, Ethan didn't go back to my parents' house. Instead, he asked for space. The next morning, chaos broke out. My mother called first, voice sharp, frantic. "What did you say to Ethan?" My father followed with a text, "You've gone too far this time." I didn't reply. By afternoon, my sister was blowing up my phone. "Why would you do this to me? He's questioning everything. Fix this." "No." I finally answered one message. I didn't lie. That's all. That evening, Ethan returned to Thanksgiving dinner, late. The room went quiet when he walked in. "I have a question," he said calmly, looking straight at my sister. "When did you graduate?" She laughed nervously. "Why does it matter now?" "It matters," he said. "Because I called the registrar." My mother jumped in. "Ethan, this isn't appropriate." He didn't look at her. "Neither is lying to your partner," he replied. My sister's face drained of color. The table sat frozen, turkey untouched, smiles gone. And for the first time in my life, the truth was louder than my silence. But the night wasn't over. Because Ethan wasn't done asking questions. And my parents weren't ready for the answers he was about to demand. The room felt like it had lost all its air. My sister opened her mouth, then closed it again. She looked at my parents, waiting, begging, for one of them to step in and rescue her. My mother finally did. "This isn't the time or place," she said, forcing a smile. "Families don't interrogate each other at the table." Ethan stood still. Calm. Unmoved. "Families also don't lie to protect one person while sacrificing another," he said. That's when my father snapped. "You're crossing a line," he warned. "This is a private matter." Ethan nodded. "Then I'll make it simple." He pulled out his phone and read aloud the email from the university registrar, short, factual, devastating. "No degree awarded. Enrollment incomplete." Silence. My sister's face crumpled. She started crying, insisting it was a misunderstanding, that paperwork had been delayed. My parents immediately surrounded her, comforting, defending, blaming stress, blaming me. "Look what you've done," my mother hissed into her hair. "You humiliated her." Ethan exhaled slowly. "No. The lies did." He turned to my parents. "You knew, didn't you?" They didn't answer. That was answer enough. "I need honesty," Ethan said. "Not a family performance." Then he looked at my sister. "I can't marry someone I don't know." He set his keys on the table and walked out. The door closed softly behind him. No shouting. No drama. Just truth. The fallout came fast. My sister blamed me. My parents cut me off completely, again, telling relatives I had destroyed the family. Invitations disappeared. Messages stopped. But something strange happened too. A few cousins reached out quietly. Old friends apologized for believing stories about me. And for the first time, I wasn't scrambling to defend myself. I didn't need to. Weeks later, Ethan texted me. "Thank you for telling the truth. I'm sorry it cost you so much." I replied with one line. It finally stopped costing me. Thanksgiving came and went the next year. I cooked for friends who wanted me there. We laughed. We talked. No pretending. And somewhere between dessert and coffee, I realized something important. I wasn't uninvited because I embarrassed my sister. I was uninvited because I refused to lie. And losing a seat at a table built on silence was the best thing that ever happened to me.